everyone. My name is Luis, otherwise known as M, and here we are today in the first episode of the MovieCast podcast, where we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four, the plot, the characters, etc. So, spoiler alert, and here today joining me is my fellow friend and admin, Joe, aka Nightwing.
Hello everybody, it's good to be part of this, our first episode about the Fantastic Four reboot franchise. So I'm looking forward to having this discussion with my friend Elise today.
Okay, so you were talking about how Simon Kinberg was going to win an Oscar for the best writer or something?
He for best writer for X-Men Days of Future Past, it would have been the 2014 movie.
Yeah, but Josh Trank actually cut out some of the things in the script that Kinberg wrote. Yeah,
there was a rumor going around that Simon Kinberg, what he wrote that Josh Trank took out, certain scenes that Simon Kinberg wanted in the movie that Josh Trank took out, and that.
I never heard that rumor, actually. I just heard the rumor about how Fox intervened with Josh Trank's vision.
Yeah, that's what it was, and that. It was actually that story that Simon Kinberg and Josh Trank wanted, and Fox intervened and they said, no, we don't want this and that. So it could be a possibility that Simon Kinberg and Josh Trank could come with an extended cut version, what the version would have been.
I hope so, because they came out with a road cut for the DC Future Past.
And Fox does have a history doing this a lot, because the last two Marvel movies had the extended cut, including the Wolverine, that you had to get the Blu-ray 3D combo pack to watch the extended cut, including the road cut too. Yeah, wait later for that one. This came out last summer.
Yeah, it just came out a year after the movie was released in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, it was not the Fantastic Four. I'm gonna put it right there that it was kind of slow for a movie. And it was kind of short for a comic movie. I mean, I didn't believe it was the worstest comic movie I ever saw. It was not right there like people said Batman, Robin, Daredevil, or Jonah Hex or Catwoman. It was not that bad a movie. I thought it was kind of in between a 6 out of 10 movie in my range.
Yeah, for me it wasn't really that bad either. I was very positive about the movie before it was coming out. And the trailers, I was like, oh, this looks better than the original Fox movies that came out with Chris Evans and Ewan Grufford, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but after the bad reviews and everyone bad-mouthing it, I was like, oh man, I didn't really want this to happen. So I saw the movie on 6th of August, and I went with an open mind, not expecting much, and I kind of liked it for what it was, but I really loved the first part of the movie, the first half. After that, it went downhill for me. It went really slow, like you said. If you get more action, because it's a comic book movie, how are you gonna have a comic book movie without action?
And that's where we discussed about how Fox intervened, and that's probably where Fox intervened. I think what I heard this movie was gonna be the next Batman Begins, or the next Man of Steel movie, or the next Amazing Spider-Man. I'm kind of put Batman Begins, Man of Steel, because those are two of my favorite comic origin stories of all times and that. And I thought it was going to be like that, and that's just one thing I want to bring Man of Steel about this. What they did with Man of Steel, they did it good. They show origin, and they show us action. I thought they were going to do the exact same thing.
Me too. In fact, they were going to do the same thing with a lot of action, because Trank and I think Kinberg might have written this, but Trank wanted 3 more action scenes in the movie, but Fox cut it out.
Yeah, that's one thing, and this is one thing I get upset at Fox sometimes. It comes to X-Men, Simon Kinberg, Bryan Singer, Matthew Vaughn, we're going to let you guys do it because you guys do a good job. If some reason comes to their Marvel properties, they want to intervene somehow.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. If you're hiring these guys for directors, you should trust them with their vision and not pay attention to the people that are online bashing the movie like they were with Fantastic Four since its inception. Because I remember the freaking post and the message boards about the Fantastic Four reboot, how it's gonna suck and how this and that. And Trank basically almost ignored it, but Fox didn't. So I heard that that's why they intervened to make it more like the comic book, which it was following the comics, but not the 616 or whatever. It was following the Ultimate Comics.
And that's one thing too. Like, you look at two things. Yes, it could be like a bad comic movie. If you look at science fiction, that's what a lot of people says. Two different things. It was not the best comic movie, except, hey, you look at it as a sci-fi movie. It is a good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, that's what I've told. Did I tell you that? Because I've told people that. Because if you think of it as a comic book movie, you're not gonna like it. But if you think of it as a sci-fi movie, you're gonna think it's a decent film, decent sci-fi flick. And it kind of was. Like, it took inspiration from what I heard, like The Fly, among other stuff, from like the old sci-fi movies, creepy ones. Yep. Kind of like when they got the powers, you know.
And that was one thing I really like about them. This is the reason one thing I like about the movie. Like, they really explain how they got their powers.
Yeah, teleportation, just like the Ultimate Comics. In fact, it referenced the original comics also. You know how in the original comics they were like sneaking out into the base or whatever, and then they took the rocket ship to space. But Reed Richards got his friend Ben to pilot the rocket ship or whatever. So they snuck out without permission, and that's how they got their powers. In this one, they also snuck out without permission, and Reed got his friend Ben to accompany him with a trip. Like little, yeah.
I did like the part of Victor. What was it called? Victor. Was it Victor Stone or not Victor Stone? I can't remember his name.
Domashev.
The guy becomes Doctor Doom. I always forget his original name.
Oh, how it was going to be in the movie? It was going to be Victor Domashev.
Domashev? Well, I did like, it was pretty funny when he gave the person the middle finger. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, in fact, I saw this movie, the first time I saw the film was in Mexico. I saw it in English, but it has Spanish subtitles. Anyways, the part with the middle finger, people were in the theater were laughing. They also laughed when Reed took the selfie with the, you know, the designing thing, when they were designing the cymatic matter shuttle, or the teleportation, the quantum gate, yeah. First designing it. They were like laughing as well when he said that, oh, you're adopted? I know what that's like. No, I just wish I was. People were laughing at that. Like, it's because they have a little bit more sense of humor. And, you know, in Mexico, they have more sense of humor with, you know, like movies and all that stuff. Like, they don't really care, Marvel or DC, what property they belong to or whatever. They just care about seeing the movie, you know.
See, I'm the same way. Like, this is why I believe this movie got hate and bad rating, because people know this movie can go back to Marvel. And I have to bring one thing about this. I have to agree with John Campea of Over Collider, because he mentioned this. Like, you don't want all these properties to go back to Marvel. What will happen if you get all these properties back to Marvel? Because Marvel has a lot of properties in that. And the one thing you can do is clutter your universe too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how they want the Fantastic Four back with Marvel, but you don't hear much yet about the X-Men going back to Marvel. In fact, Marvel seems to have forgotten about the X-Men since they, in their universe, the cinematic universe, they're going with the Inhuman route instead of the X-Men route. And I heard this bullshit about Marvel canceling the X-Men comics because they're not in the unit. Like, I'm not sure how that is, but anyway, go back to the movie. How the people bash Fantastic Four, but they don't really bash X-Men that much. Even with X-Men, you know, how they came out with X-Men 3, it wasn't that well received. X-Men Origins was worse off. So I was shocked that people did like First Class and never really bashed it. I'm not sure if they bashed it. I wasn't really too much big on forums back then with movies.
Yeah, the First Class did not even get bashed. I mean, I love First Class. That movie is very good. And like Days of Future Past, you know, it was kind of like a new reboot of the franchise, including First Class. kind of like changing the timeline and clearing everything up. It's kind of like we're going to see like remake movies. I'm still saying we're going to see a remake of the Dark Phoenix because they got a whole new timeline now, so they have to remake certain movies. I know it's been heard before that they could possibly bring the old characters back from the X-Men, like we could see Patrick Stewart back and Eric and Lee McKean as Magneto someday, and when they hit the 20th century again.
Yeah, although I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future because they're going to come out with Apocalypse, right, next year?
Yeah.
And after that, it's going to be the New Mutants or something. That's what I've heard. Josh Boone is writing it or something.
Yeah, they are. I think Simon Kimball said they're going to be making more X-Men movies. They're just not going to be making 4. They're going to make more than 4 movies.
Yeah, they're going to make like a new timeline or something. What happens after Apocalypse? Because you know how the old members of the X-Men, they're kind of, they're old already. That's why they're going to make Old Man Logan in Wolverine 3, which is going to be his last role as, last time as Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
I wonder if that's going to take place right after he woken up in Days of Future Past, like Ben.
I'm not sure, because the whole plot of the comic book, it's set in like in a parallel world. The whole Marvel Universe, 50 years into the future, supervillains have taken over, have defeated almost every superhero, and Wolverine teams up with a blind and aged Hawkeye on a mission. Yeah, so I'm not sure how it's going to be in the movie because it's only the X-Men universe here, so I'm not sure how it's going to go down. Maybe Magneto finally defeats almost the entire human race instead of the superheroes and dominates with mutant power. I'm not sure how they're going to go.
Because a lot of people don't know after how much the timeline has changed after Days of Future Past. Like Magneto could be a different person, Yeah.
Because they intervened. I mean, because he was going to be in that prison for I don't know how long, but they broke him out and then they gave him information and he was all like, "Oh, can you prove it? How are you from the future?" And they prove it, and then the Sentinels and all that stuff. So maybe they created this butterfly effect. You affect something of the past, which in turn affects the future. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Simon Kimball did say about this that the Wolverine movie really kind of still happened. He said, except he still took his route to Japan still, except maybe he's trying to say that he never had those flashbacks of Jean. He still went on his road to Japan still. That's what he kind of hinted at.
Yeah, because he only had those flashbacks of Jean because she was dead or something.
Yeah.
And now that she's not dead, it was revealed in the Days of Future Past in the end.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, what's going to go on. But I'm sure that they know because, obviously they're writing and, coming up with all these stories and all that for the movie.
Yeah, the X-Men universe is, I told somebody, it was kind of like a soft reboot of Days of Future Past. You kind of got to look at this universe, this X-Men universe has never ever had a full reboot. It's been a successful X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
Even with the 2 bad movies they made, it's still been a successful franchise.
Yeah, I think Simi's back online, but I'm not sure if he can join us to record. Because once I hit the record button, it records,
Yeah, you can't.
You're just you and me.
Yeah, you can't. Nobody can join when you start recording.
Unless I stop the recording and then start again.
Yeah.
From where we left off.
Yeah, so you're in 17 minutes already in the podcast.
Yeah, I can see 17:14 recording.
Yeah, we can keep on going.
Yeah. So the film began, the Fantastic Four. Now we're gonna go to the movie how it began. You watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. What was it? Oh, 3 days ago.
Yeah. You might want to keep quiet. Hint, hint. because I watched it in theaters twice, actually, the 6th and the 7th of August, and I watched it a few days after that. And a cat's at it. You know, BL. Uh, I don't really want to say. I'm just hinting out how I saw it, but people obviously know how I saw it again. But it began. All right, whatever. Never mind. Forget this. The movie began. All right, fine. Matey, I'm a pirate. But I am gonna buy the film when it comes out, definitely.
Oh, me too.
Especially an extended cut or director's cut. I'm gonna buy that. I want to see more of it.
I still believe a director's cut's coming out. It's gonna be.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna be official when they announce it. It's just gonna be like the Wolverine movie because they official the same day when the Wolverine movie came out on Blu-ray and the Blu-ray 3D combo pack.
Well, I don't know what, but I'm just hoping they do. I'm hoping. Hope starts with an S. So, the movie... Yeah.
Not S, the word I come from is hoping.
So the movie begins, the trailers, when I grow up, I want to be the first person to teleport himself. That's how the movie begins. Except someone else talks about what they want to do when they grow up, and then they call out Reed's name, and he doesn't answer, and then the kids go like, "Beam me up, Scotty." Everyone laughs in class, and people laugh in the theater too, because he was like, "Oh, it's my turn, right?" So he went up, and actually, they're really young, because the movie right there when he's walking up to the classroom, it says Oyster Bay, New York, 2007. And then, they go to the garage, they blah blah, and then it says 7 years later, means 2014. So they're like seniors in high school. That's really young, right? 17, 18 years old.
That's
but
very young.
The ultimate comics, they're between 18 and 21 years old. So that it's kind of like the ultimate comics, like I said. Anyways, he talks about the teleportation thing. And everyone laughs at him, and then the teacher says, "What?" And then, I was going to say Miles Teller, Reed Richards explains the whole teleportation thing about, it's already possible to transport quantum information from one location to blah, blah. So then he says he's already built it in his garage, and then the teacher says, "Tomorrow come up with something else, what you want to do when you grow up." And then they call Ben's name, Ben Grimm. And then he walks to the class, but he sees what Reed is doodling in his notebook, which is like the equations and the designs for his I forgot what he called it, the prototype, bi-matter shuttle something.
I think it's something like that. I can't remember either.
Yeah. And then we don't hear what he wants to be, but they fast forward into the nighttime in Ben's home. He lives near a garage that is, I think a garage where a bunch of trash is, like his parents own the scrapyard or whatever. And we see that he has an older brother, Ben Grimm, and his older brother, he's holding a baseball bat saying, "Hey, where are you going?" "I got homework." "Go look at that bridge spot." "Idiot." "What'd you say to me?" And then he throws the baseball bat and chases Ben to the house. And then Ben's brother says, "It's clobbering time." And he, hits him. And then his mom comes in and hits the big brother saying, "Well, you shouldn't hit a kid." And she's all like, And people laughed in theaters when they saw that, when the angry mom coming in, getting mad. In Mexico, I'm saying.
I remember that.
Yeah, so then he goes outside and he sees Reed is causing the ruckus. And then he says that he needs something from the scrapyard. And then he says, "Oh, for the teleporter thing?" And then Reed says, "Oh yeah, I can show it to you. I just need that thing that I need, a I forgot what it was, but it's a big tank.
Yeah, it was pretty big. He actually had to
Get help.
Ben Grimm actually had to pull it.
Yeah, him and yeah. So then they go to Reed's house, and then they go to his garage, and then there's a bunch of stuff right there, like this old computer, I think, Intel 64s, machinery that he's been building up for his teleportation thing. And then he wants to get help, assistance in building everything, connecting the wires to turn that on. And once he turns it on, he tells Ben to cover his ears, and then like the whole room starts shaking where they're in. They put a toy car in there, and then like inside Reed's house, his dad's watching the baseball game. His mom's in the kitchen, which is where she belongs because she's a woman. Joke right there, sexist joke, whatever.
That was the kind of. I remember that part. I kind of died laughing when I saw that part in the theater. I almost fall off my chair. Almost spilled my drink. I was drinking the same time that happened.
Yeah. So, anyways, the TV gets distorted, and the game doesn't want to come on, and then like the little room, the kitchen where the cupboard, it starts shaking a little bit, but then it stops, and then once Reed hits the button to activate the whole thing, more to finally do the teleportation thing, the house starts shaking, and then the TV doesn't really, like, you can't see it anymore.
Yeah, the father says,
and
that boy again. He's in that garage messing the electricity or something like that again.
Yeah, his stepdad, actually, not his dad, but his stepdad. And he says, Reed, what did you do? And he's trying to find Reed, and he's in the garage, and then like once the teleportation hits the car, the whole room goes dark. In fact, the little couple blocks of where he lives, the power goes out and then he has like this light, and he points it at the teleportation thing, and like rocks are there instead of the toy car. And then he says, "Oh, what happened to the toy car? It went from the rocks to where where they are, and where the rocks come from."
Yeah, so like they think they ported it from somewhere else, and it wasn't.
On Earth.
They thought it was ported on Earth. No, it was from a different world.
Yeah, a different dimension. And then like they couldn't bring it back when they were kids, but then it flash forwards to before they flash forward to seniors in high school. Once Reed says, "Oh, they came from another part of the world," or wherever it was, and then Ben says, "Reed, yeah, you're insane. Thanks." Theater laugh in Mexico, obviously. Also in here, I guess, a little bit, but more in like, because I remember like over there was a riot, man. And I have this special cup, and like because they came with like a popcorn and the drinks. Mm-hmm. I just got the drink. I didn't get the popcorn bucket.
Oh, I always get both. I really want to see a movie real bad. I did that with Ninja Turtles and that.
I mean, like the design for the popcorn bucket was Fantastic Four 3D cover. Like it moved, right? Also, the cup for the soda, it moved. But I was like, hey, how much is the freaking drink and the combo? Oh, this much. Oh, I don't have enough because I was also going to pay for like a cab and then like a friend's ticket.
Oh.
So then I just got the soda, the drink, the cup, Fantastic Four. So after that, they flash forward to their high school. There's the science fair going on, and he's right there. Miles Teller. Oh, one thing I really love about the movie, attention to detail with the actors. You know that Miles Teller had like this scar in his face?
Yeah.
From an accident that occurred back in 2007.
Yeah.
So the young actor that plays young Reed Richards, they put makeup the same place where Miles Teller has a scar. Same size, and yeah, like it was great. I love that. Attention to detail. So
I really like
like,
sorry interrupting again. The one
yeah.
thing I really like was the characters in the movie. I know that got a lot of hate, except the people got recognized. This is from the Ultimate Comics. This is not going to be the range of Fantastic Four happy light movie. This is going to be more of the Ultimate Comics, because the Ultimate Comics has a more serious tone to it.
Oh yeah, that's what I realized. Because in the Ultimate Comics, Reed is abused at home, while Ben Grimm is like the town hero because he's a football star. So like when Ben goes saves Reed from the bullies at school, he takes him home, and then Reed has a sister actually. So then like all the attention is on Ben because he's a football star. He's more into the sports athlete and all that, and Reed's dad just loves that because Reed is not like that. He's more into the books. And then like Reed gets sad, and you zoom into his face, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel his pain. It's kind of sad actually, seeing that. And I was like shocked. I was like, it's incredible, like with his childhood, how Reed did not become a supervillain when he got his powers. But oh no, I later found out about the Maker. Do you know who the Maker is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Reed Richards, supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the one thing about the movie, especially if they're gonna make a Fantastic Four 2, did Doctor Doom survive?
Toby Cabell, the guy that played Doom.
Yeah.
He said in an interview that it could have been a Doombot that was killed off in the movie, and not him.
Mm.
So he could have been hinting that he survived and they made Doombots while he was there.
Because all these actors do have multiple contracts for movies. It depends how many movies they're going to do. I still, like, Fox is determined to make a sequel. They're not going to cancel this. They're not going to hand this back tomorrow. Fox is a different, like, studio. They're not like Sony or anything. They're a studio. And they know they can make a good Fantastic Four. They know they made some screw-ups. And that, I think they have confidence. Like I said, I think they did say Josh Trank is not returning to direct Fantastic Four, so that could possibly leave for Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, that's what I've said, Matthew Vaughn. But actually, Trank, with the experience he went on filming Fantastic Four, he said that he does not ever want to direct another comic book movie ever again.
Well, and this is one thing too. If Fantastic Four, well, I think it's still going to happen. Simon Kimball didn't even said it at the MTV says awards that they're still planning on doing in their Fantastic Four, no matter what the bombing is, and that. And I got a lot of respect for studios. They know they got something good, and they don't give up. I know certain studios do that in the past, like one movie flops and they got negative from fans. So, yes, the first movie they do well, maybe we can make some changes to make the audience like the second film more.
Exactly. Actually, Kinberg said that he was mainly disappointed that we didn't like the movie. He was all like, damn it. The people that actually went to see it didn't like the movie. So now we have to improve, and I hope they improve it. And I always said Matthew Vaughn is director for the sequel if they ever make one. Or I can be nominated for the sequel.
So,
did you see the picture that they made of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fantasia.
I actually tweeted Simon Kimball before about his X-Men movies, told him how much I'm a big fan of his X-Men movies. He told me thank you.
Wow, man.
I know. I should send him a tweet, get him on our podcast one day.
Oh, dude, guess what? Did I ever tell you that on our next podcast for the Up Your Geek general podcast, not just movie podcast, but we're gonna have Dan Marcus as a special guest star.
Is he the guy involved in the Fantastic Four movies?
No, he's an indie filmmaker, writer, and he's Hypertensive Films, I think, is his production company now. He used to be following Wake, now it's Hypertensive Films. He's the guy on Facebook, remember?
Oh yeah.
The guy that lives in like he was on the set of BVS actually and took pictures. And he's really connected to like the social media and everything.
And
I've seen his like work. He's written for websites and his own short films and directed as well. So I'm really excited to have him here on the Upper Geek Podcast number 6.
yeah, Simon Kimball, he's actually a producer of Star Wars Rebels too.
Oh yeah, but my main special guest star that I wanted to be here, you said Simon Kinberg, right?
It'd be pretty awesome to get him because if we send him a message, maybe a tweet or something, if we told him we were one of the few fans who likes this Fantastic Four movie, and we asked him, can we do a podcast, I bet you'd be up for it.
You know who I think would be up for a podcast?
Who?
He was also a writer in Hollywood.
Ooh.
I dropped a hint the last podcast, but I really want to get this guy, and I'm just going to say this, Joe. American Ultra should not have bombed. It was a great movie.
Yeah?
Very fun. I enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I never saw that movie before.
Oh, it's great, man. Also, Chronicle is great. And I cannot wait to read Superman American Alien. I think that's the name of the comic book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, written by all those 3 things that I mentioned. Chronicle, American Ultra, and Superman American Alien. They're written by...
Who's it written?
That's the hint.
Who's written by?
That's the hint. That's all I'm going to give.
I
typed it in the chat.
I was thinking of another person. Be a good, awesome person to have a podcast.
Who?
It could be impossible to get him. It'd be pretty awesome to get him one day. I mean, it'd be pretty awesome to get a movie writer from DC. It'd be pretty awesome to get David Goyer.
Also movie writer David Goyer, but you know who it could be also great? Having a comic book writer actually join the podcast.
Who?
It could be Jeff Johns or Scott Snyder or like Brian Michael Bendis or an indie writer for Valiant Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone would be awesome to have in our podcast and interview them, of course.
It'd be kind of funny we got Greg Morrison because I have most of his comics. Well, I do. You look at my DC graphic novel collection. I got more.
Wait, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. Straying away from the topic, man. Back to the movie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So, anyways, they test out the teleportation thing in the school, and it seems to work, but they don't have the toy car. Instead, they use the model airplane to do it.
Remember that part?
Yeah, they get it from the kid. And he's like, hey. So then they do it, and then, it teleports away, and then they say to bring it back.
You remember that part? Yeah, remember that part of the movie? Ray Richards says, this one we borrowed, I will give it back to you. I promise I'll give it back to you.
Yeah. Oh, he does give it back, but anyways, the basketball court thing, the glass breaks, it shatters, and you have to pay for the backboard. And when they bring the object back, because they teleported to the other dimension, and they brought it back for the first time, and then they thought that it was in the Gondas in China or something, or Egypt, somewhere from Earth, but it was from another dimension, where it went the object to. So, the first half of the movie is good, I'm saying this, alright? They know where they were going, and after they hit that bench of the 1 year mark is when it started going downhill, in my opinion, because they could have used more action, because that's when they got their powers. So anyways, Franklin Storm comes in, along with his daughter, Sue Storm, and then they said, Did you really build this in your garage? I really love his voice.
I like that actor's voice. Sports.
Yeah, it's like Morgan Freeman, but deep voice.
It was like a deep voice, and it was like, aww, I don't want him to go.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, he dies. Victor
He was
Doom kills him, dude. I was really sad.
I was sad too. I was like, why? He could also for the sequel. You don't have to kill them all.
Yeah, but they killed him. Like, he was all like, if we could work together, we could change the course of history. Like his voice, I really love his voice. You should see it just for his voice alone.
It's like he says, I believe in Reed Richards.
Some scenes from the movie were not in here, like Dr. Storm. We gave you 6 years and millions of dollars, and you gave us nothing. What's different now? That was not in the movie. It was a different version, like an altered. They said, what was that?
What?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I heard something. He said, which the guy that said that is actually the Mole Man. Which Josh Trank said that he was going to make him survive because, when Victor came back from the other dimension with his powers, so that he killed everyone except this one guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, later on he killed that one guy. He died, but Josh Trank originally wanted him to survive, but he was going to mutate into the Mole Man. I would have loved that so much, but sadly it got scrapped away. Thank you, Fox.
Well, somebody says they didn't show him dead. And I mean, they showed that the stuff that happened inside that helmet. He had. Well, some people believe he could be still alive. If they do the sequel, they probably explain that.
Oh, I think he is dead. I think
Yeah.
his freaking head blew up inside. The blood came out.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Fox.
Yeah. Oh, but thank you for Deadpool, though. It looks awesome.
Yeah, Deadpool. That's is this movie supposed to be? Is Fantastic Four supposed to be connected to the X-Men franchise?
Nope.
What?
It was always intended to be. Nope. The Fantastic Four franchise was always intended to be separate from the X-Men movies.
So it's a separate.
After the Fantastic Four 2, they were gonna release a crossover film of X-Men and Fantastic Four in 2018.
So,
because I saw in the timeline for the movies, the upcoming movies.
Yeah.
They had the Fox one right there, and it said untitled crossover Fox movie, and I was like X-Men and Fantastic Four.
I'm interested. What's that gonna have? Is that gonna be like a versus movie, or is this gonna be a movie that? This is my prediction. This is what's gonna happen. This crossover, Galactus shows up, and I believe that could be the main villain.
Oh.
And that's why I think that crossover is gonna happen. I mean, the Fantastic Four had defeat Galactus. I mean, it could possibility that maybe Galactus and Magneto work together. And that could possibly bring the crossover, bring the Fantastic Four and X-Men work together.
Yeah, it's possible.
But
I was thinking that, since Galactus is a world devourer, that it doesn't really care for Magneto, and maybe all the, even Doom could be in this, I'm not sure, or another villain from the Fantastic Four universe could have crossed over.
Yeah.
And, all the villains and heroes from both universes team up against Galactus.
Yeah, that could be true. Because Galactus, he is not an easy person to defeat. He's a very powerful person. Even the Avengers have a hard time defeating him.
Yeah, dude. Deathstroke would get annihilated by Galactus. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I do. Well, I want to go off the topic of this one point. I do agree that Fox is creating an X-Men universe. We're seeing the spin-off movies of Gambit, Deadpool, and one more Wolverine movie.
Me too. It's this giant X-Men universe, actually.
I think that's what it is, man. Like
back to the movie?
Yeah, let's get back to the movie. We can do an X-Men thing another day.
Yeah, or a podcast thing another day.
Yeah.
So anyway, Franklin Storm is shocked because he said, well, you brought this to another dimension. You were the only one right now to bring the matter back. And Reed was all like, what? And then Franklin was all like, I think you're practicing interdimensional travel. So he was all like, interdimensional travel? No, it's from another part of the Earth. And so he came in and said, no, we finally teleported. We've been working on a teleporter like this. And then where the subject went back. This is the only thing that came back, the rocks that came back here like yours did. Little samples.
Yeah.
But they've never been able to teleport something and bring it back. And their freaking Baxter building filled with highly advanced equipment, the most brilliant minds on Earth. But a guy building a thing in his garage could bring the matter back. And then they said that he wanted, Franklin said that he was offering Reed a scholarship to Baxter to join, because he would really love his talent in there. And he did join. And Baxter from Oyster Bay is around 40 minutes away on the train. They said that in the movie. And so he stays there in the Baxter building. He looks around, and then he sees Sue Storm sitting there in the library. And he sits with her, and she doesn't really listen to him because she has the music on. And then he says, oh, what are you listening to? Porter said, I've never heard of them. I'll have to check them out. Grammar Nazi much, Sue Storm? So, yeah, they talk about Captain Nemo, Submarine. She's read the book, Cam books. And how Sue Storm can recognize patterns, because everything is just a series of altered patterns. So then Sue Storm says, oh, your pattern is, your parents, teachers, all taught you one thing, one way to be, and you ignored them. And then he says, and now I'm here, that you are Captain Nemo.
I do like Susan Storm. I mean, I know I didn't understand why people didn't like this character.
I like her.
I like the character, and that like you said, the first half was good, second half was bad. Except, it didn't make me hate the characters. I mean, I like Susan Storm. Actually, it was pretty funny why she says, "You have some headsets? Why? I work better when I listen to music."
Oh yeah, she was more loner than anything, but she was still beautiful. Like in the comics, they portrayed her.
Oh yeah, and the actor is beautiful too. And here
Kate Mara.
She kind of looked like the character from the comics.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
all this cast was brilliant. Better than the old cast.
This is better than the old cast in that. I know some people are not gonna like what we're saying that. We kind of look things different.
I think when people agree, because this cast had great chemistry and all around that. Even though his race was changed for Johnny Storm, because the whole family was changed. Sue's adopted.
Yeah.
And Johnny Storm, I really love this portrayal more than the old portrayal. Yeah,
I like this Johnny more. I mean, sorry, Chris Evans. And I like you as Captain America more.
Me too.
And that I said, the actor who plays the Human Torch did a good job. And actually, I think he felt like the Human Torch. This whole cast felt good. I mean, it felt like the Fantastic Four cast. Like, this is the cast I wanted a long time, except again, like you said, no action. We didn't see no actions film. And I never saw a comic movie my whole life has no action.
The only action was the ending.
I know, that was the suck about it. That's what I'm thinking was going to happen. If we get extended cut, I think what's going to happen, we're going to see more action towards the end. I bet you a lot of action was taken out towards the end of the movie.
I think there was an action when Reed was in the freaking South America, and he was fighting off the soldiers.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, and then when Doom awoke and he was killing people, that was badass.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I like this Doctor Doom. He was very intimidating. I'm gonna say this Doctor Doom was more intimidating than the range of Doctor Doom in the movies. I'm sorry about that one again. So, because this Doctor Doom was intimidated. The costume was not the best. He was intimidated. I mean, this guy, especially when the bullet shot at him, this guy took no prisoners. He was going to kill anybody in his way. if he can't get back into the negative zone.
Yeah, and don't say like you're sorry or anything, because you know it's your opinion, your thoughts. Yeah, and me too. I actually agree that this version of how he was, Doctor Doom, not his looks, but him as a person, was very intimidating. He was like no remorse, killing anyone that stood in his way, and he did so. The only people he did not kill were the Fantastic Four, because I think that he felt like this connection because they were also affected.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't gonna kill them. He was just gonna keep them there, spare them. But so because he did kill Franklin Storm.
Yeah, it was
and then like his last words of Franklin Storm were, "Promise me, look after each other." He basically made the team.
Yeah,
because everyone loved him.
You know, like I said, everybody liked him. Reed liked him. Ben liked him. Susan liked him. Johnny liked him. The reason it wasn't for him, Johnny would never been part of the team.
Yeah, because he was the one that made him be at the Quantum Gate to make the project.
Yeah,
because of racing.
And I'm gonna believe, and this is what I know. A lot of people did not like the costumes in there. And remember, these are like the beginning. This is probably not going to be their official costumes. Their costumes could be different in the second film. They could be all wearing blue.
Yeah, just like they were in some Marvel comics. You know how they were wearing red or something?
Yeah, they were trying to figure out, like, that's what a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people got to know that these are going to be their first costume. If you look at it as a realistic movie with the realistic world, this is what their first costume is going to look like. They don't know what their abilities are. They're still learning about their powers in this first movie. And this is what their costume is going to be. And Reed Richards is probably going to invent, because he made his own costume all by himself. And that.
Yeah, he did.
And trust me, in the sequel, I'm gonna say right now, in the sequel, Fan Force 6 sequel, they will be wearing blue.
Fan Force 6.
That's what the title is called.
Oh, yeah, sort of like Scream. Are you gonna call it Scurry? Wait, Scream 4?
Yeah, I mean.
Are you gonna call it Scream 4? Right? You're gonna call it Scream Form?
That's what I'm wondering. That I mean, I don't.
You're gonna call it Scream 4.
I
not Scream Form.
I didn't understand why they call it Fan Force Stick.
Because the 4 instead of the 8, just like in Scream 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna call that movie Scream Form?
Nah.
Oh, you're gonna call it. Everyone called it Scream 4 because they were kind of like, some people were meh about the movie, so they actually were like, oh yeah, it's Scream 4, not Scream Form. No, and this movie, everyone was pissed off. I wasn't. I was hopeful because of the people that were pissed off. So thank you, haters. You made me love the film in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and this is one thing I mentioned, and this is just my opinion. People gotta recognize, and this is why I feel sorry for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was not a bad movie. It's just one of those things again. They want to hate it because they know they can go back to Marvel. And I like the Amazing Spider-Man.
He did. He went back to Marvel.
What?
He did go back to Marvel.
It did go back to Marvel, and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was good. I mean, it was not a bad movie, like people said it was. Exactly.
And the people that say that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suffered from a lot of villains, bullshit. Okay, it was mainly Electro, because Green Goblin only appeared during the near the ending, right? He never appeared throughout the whole movie. Neither three of them appeared throughout the whole movie. In fact, it was mainly Electro the whole part. But Green Goblin, we already saw him in the movie. We already know how he's like. So they're not gonna like explain the whole movie, his origins, because they did explain Osborn, Harry Osborn. You know how he was and how his dad was and all that stuff. But the Green Goblin, we know that Harry Osborn wanted to cure himself so bad that the Green Goblin thing, the serum, was made from the extracted spiders from Spider-Man. So he wanted that, and then he went crazy because that was one of the side effects.
I mean,
I think.
Yeah,
and Rhino appeared in the ending, like the last 5 minutes. He was going to be a tease for the Sinister Six.
Yeah, I mean,
So not many villains.
I will love to see a Sinister Six. I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, it's pretty sad that that movie got hate, and the same thing with this movie. And that it's not a terrible comic movie like people say it is. It's kind of like an okay. I can't put as a 6 in between a 6 and a 7 in between that range. And it's not that bad a comic movie that people said it wasn't. And I'm one of those fans. I mean, I'm really one of those fans. I'm not gonna hate and bring down a franchise. It's because you want to go back to Marvel. No, I want to see a good franchise in that. You know why? You know why people want all these movies to go back to Marvel?
Because they want to see the entire cast.
No, it's because it is a versus situation. Because Warner Bros. Studios has the rights to own their own properties, so they want to. Because they know Warner Bros. Studios can do anything with their universe. Because they have the rights of all their characters. Marvel, they don't.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nice about Warner Bros. Studios. They do have the rights to all the characters. People got recognized by Warner Bros. Studios in DC. They don't have main characters like Marvel does. Marvel has a lot of characters. I mean, you got the X-Men, you got the Fantastic Four, you got the Avengers.
So many teams.
And one thing about Warner Bros. And DC, that the Justice League is the most popular thing. I mean, you got the Teen Titans. You kind of put the Teen Titans up there. They're pretty popular. Justice League Dark, that'll probably be more later down the road.
The Justice League is the most popular team.
The Justice League is the most popular team. I mean, the Justice League has a lot of members in that, except not many teams. Like Marvel has a lot of teams and that, and it's gonna be pretty hard to bring them in that one universe. Like I agree with John Campia that you don't want to overcrowd your universe, and that's where you overcrowd your universe. That's where your universe can fail.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Oh, the movie, dude. So anyways, he gets recruited to the Baxter Institute. He talks to Sue. They have a moment, and then he says, "Well, I don't want to be famous. I just want to make a vote to make a difference." So then he says, "Well, here you are, Captain Nemo. Here I am." And then she leaves, but when she's leaving, she has a smile on her face, and she stops and looks back, not at him, but and then he looks back too. And you know that they're getting, connected to each other. And, because they have a relationship in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So, later on we see, I think it's Johnny Storm. No, wait, they go to the board of directors. And with the chairman, he says how Reed can possibly be the person to help them get to the Planet Zero or the end zone.
Yeah.
Call it. And then he says Victor Von Doom, the guy's insane, he belongs in prison, blah blah blah. So then he goes and searches for him, Franklin Storm, and it's really hilarious. I really laughed when they introduced Doom in the movie.
I actually did.
Everyone laughed in the theaters in Mexico.
Yeah, it was pretty funny about that. About Victor Von Doom, that it's pretty funny. You first see him, he looks so nerdy and geeky and working on his computer. He looks like he's not been shaving or even cleaned up for days.
Yeah, he's just playing games right there from a group. Oh, and my friends all laughed. Remember that South Park episode about the Warcraft episode?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that guy that was right there beating everyone. They made an image of him being Doom, and it turns out in the movie there's a scene like that, and I was laughing because I was remembering. I was laughing more because I was remembering that they did the image. So shout out to Cameron and Elliot.
Yeah, shout out to Cameron, Elliot, especially Cameron.
Yeah. And
hopefully we can get Cameron on podcast one day.
He's gonna be a special guest star if he is.
Oh, he has? Okay, cool.
No, I mean he will be a special guest star if he does come.
Okay.
Because special guest stars are the ones that are not part of our channel or site or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Especially a little shout out to Max Steel.
Max Steel?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, a special shout out to Max Steel, awesome dude. Thank you for supporting our Upright Geeks.
Yeah. Shout out to Maxio and Cameron and Elliot and David. I hope to get David on the podcast one.
Yeah, we're gonna get David on here one day.
Yeah. And so anyways, where was I? Right, and then he says, oh, I'm here, I'm not gonna be part of your little posse anymore. They're not my posse. Well, you can't do a thing without permission, yes? Wake up, you're an employee. And he says, oh well, I can see you're busy, dude, I'm just gonna leave here because you seem to have a lot of important things going on, so I guess we'll have to make history without you. And he says, wait, is Sue gonna be there? Because he's in love with Sue.
I remember that.
Just like how it was in the 90s cartoons, in the 2000 movies. That's how it was. They make little, well, I mean, I think it was part of the comics too.
He got kind of jealous. Remember how Reed Richards was kind of hitting on Susan? How he came out of the doors like, Richards, come here. What are you doing? Are you done?
I'm doing my job, man. I'm doing my job. Well, I thought what it looks like.
I remember that.
Yeah, he got pissed off. The monkey was pretty good. I'm not sure if that was CGI, but if it was, it looked pretty good.
The monkey was pretty cool. And actually, that's one thing I like about it. That was a smart idea. Like, not send no humans into the negative zone yet. Send them, send an animal first, see it works, and it did.
I thought, when I saw the movie in theaters, I thought that the monkey was going to blow up. He was going to go outside and he was going to get affected and blow up.
That's what I thought it was going to do. I said, oh crap.
Yeah, he was going to go outside. I was like, oh crap, they're going to show a death. Because it's a dark movie.
Poor monkey.
I thought it was going to go outside, but he didn't. He stayed inside the quantum gate. The quantum gate is the freaking teleporter thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so he stayed inside and then they brought him back and, like, everything was fine. And then the guy who becomes Mole Man, but never became Mole Man, he said, what you've done here is very fantastic. It's very great. I can't wait till we coordinate with our boys at NASA. And then they're like, what? Well, it works. We have to start sending men now. Yeah, us. And he laughs. Yeah, no. And the middle finger, oh, fuck you. Remember that?
I thought that was funny. Like,
yeah, me too.
Up yours, man. We're going. And it's so funny. Victor Van Doom says, does anyone want a drink?
Oh, yeah, he was all, and then, like, Johnny Storm said, he looks at Reed, because he's the most nitpicky, uptight guy in the group. So then he says, alcohol kills, brain cells or something.
Yeah, just, I can't.
And then they do the next scene, and then he's drinking, and then everyone laughs in the theater.
It's so funny. I can't drink. That can affect your brain cells.
Yeah, I think, I think maybe it can, maybe it can't. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
And that's a typical, like, real smart person would say.
Yeah, like us. But someone, I think that person was smart, but then he drank alcohol a lot, and now he's a flip-flopper.
It's so funny. It's so funny about that part. He calls Ben. Hey, Ben, we're going to the planet. I want you to be with me, man.
Neil Armstrong, man.
We're Neil Armstrong. We have to land on the moon, man.
And they're like, are you drunk? A little bit, man, but it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. It works, man. Just come, please. I beg of you. And then, like, he goes, and then he's like, what's up, buddy? And, like, freaking Reed Richards is taller than freaking Ben Grimm.
I know.
And I know people got pissed off because of this, because they always see Ben Grimm in the comics and in the TV shows, how he's been bigger than Reed. But I don't see where the hate was when the 2005 movie came out, and, Reed was taller than Ben in the 2005 version too.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, why? That brings me to why people didn't hate on that, and they're hating on this. Like, that make no.
Because the dawn of the Marvel Universe turned everyone like this. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I was okay in that. I mean, like I said, people just gotta see the movie, what studio it is. Like, it's just like Warner Bros. Studios. If you're gonna hate on Warner Bros. Studios to give it back to DC, they can make their own movies.
Yeah.
And period, when people hate in a movie, and wants it back to Marvel, I think that's just stupid.
Yeah, I want to see what the studios does before they, say that.
Well, I know Studios Fox says they're not giving it up. No way. They said they're not giving this property back. Because I know the Fox president of Fox, they said they're not giving up this franchise. So Sony was a little bit different. Except Fox, I know Fox is not going to compromise with Marvel to giving the rights back, because that's what kind of studio Fox is.
Yeah.
They I know at a certain point that Marvel was trying to get the rights to X-Men, and they said no.
Yeah, they don't really. Marvel's main interest was Spider-Man, and now they have him. They have him. They don't give a fuck about anything else.
No.
They already went the Inhuman route instead of the X-Men. They don't want the X-Men anymore because they're already going the Inhuman route.
And that'd be pretty.
And the Fantastic Four, well, they really don't really care that much, except the fans want the properties back, and it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Especially with the Inhumans, the Fantastic Four don't take a big route with the Inhumans route.
Yeah.
Because that'd be with the X-Men, because the X-Men doesn't count in Inhumans, because they're because the X-Men are mutants, and the mutants are different from Inhumans instead.
Yeah. So then they put on the suits to go back to the end zone or Planet Zero or whatever. And it's only 4 of them. It's only Reed, Ben, Johnny, and Victor Von Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That they go. Sue's behind. She's not there. So when they go to the teleportation thing, they put a self-activation. Hey, did the call drop, right?
For some reason my iPad wanted to shut down by accident.
Oh, well, yeah, because the recording kind of ended. But it's still there.
Okay.
I have 1 hour, 4 minutes, 37 seconds. And so where was I with the movie? Sue stayed behind, and then all 4 of them go to the end zone.
Yeah, they went to the end zone, and when Susan found out, she freaked out. They did not go there. They did not.
Yeah. What I am amazed about this movie is how many curse words are dropped.
Oh, yeah.
F word. Yeah, how can this movie be PG-13 with all the swear words and the heads blowing up?
I know, this could be, I think this movie should have been rated R.
They could have done so much with a rated R rating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I apologize about the call dropping.
Yeah, it's my iPad. I think it glitched by accident. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Okay, so she gets notified on the computer that they went to the end zone, and then she calls Franklin to come to the lab. And then, they teleport. They don't think it works.
And that's where they kind of put the flag.
It went to,
Put the flag.
They were I'm not sure it worked, because it only, that's it.
Because they put the flag on the ground, and that's where a lot of things started changing.
Yeah, they got to the end zone or Planet Zero. I'm not gonna call it end zone. Alright, fuck it. So, I'm sorry. I'm distracted about Facebook. Here's some bullcrap. So, anyways, they get out and then they see it, and then it's this world, a mix of colors and sky, and this rocky place. And they have the frickin' flag, the American flag, because they want to get their footprints right there before anyone else. They want to make history.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah. So, they plant the flag on the ground, and then like this green thing kind of slips it off, and they're like, "Oh, Victor, come take a look." Rick said, "Oh, like Victor said, the energy seems to be converging over there," and like Rita and Victor, they're like, "Come on, let's go." And then like Ben says, "All right, let's do it so we can get the hell out of here." And then they see where it goes, and they have to go down. And then Johnny's scared. He's all like, "Nah, I don't want to go down." Like you can stay here, man. We need an anchor. Oh yeah, cool. I'll be a great anchor. So he stays there, and and then Reed, Victor, and Ben go down. But it's mainly Reed and Victor who are, really ecstatic about the whole thing. So then Ben says, Victor says, "Hey man, come take a look." And then Ben says, "Come on, we have to go back. It's been 5 minutes past." And then he says, "Come on, just take a look at this. It's really important." And then Victor puts his hand in the green liquid. Mm-hmm. Green Mountain liquid. So, when he puts his hand right there, he feels like this energy, like, over him. And then all of a sudden the ground shakes. It's like a whole earthquake all over the world. In that world, the dimension. So then they want to go back, and then they're going back. They're hurrying the fuck up. Johnny's right there. He's like, "Come on, guys, come on, hurry up." And he's like anchoring them up. And then Victor kind of like falls down a little bit. And then they get him up. They're like, "I got you, Victor," Reed said. And like, pull me up. It was a suspenseful scene, man. I really like got my heart pumping seeing it for the first time in theaters.
Yeah, I was like, that was some good special effects right there when they're running towards back to the portal.
Yeah, so. Or like the low budget movie like they did, because it's a $120 million movie, so it's a low budget.
Yeah, I mean, especially for a low budget comic movie, actually, it was not that bad for a low budget movie.
Yeah, low budget in the standard comic book, because you know how comic book movies have like $200 million into them, right?
Yeah, and especially for a low budgeting movie, especially the special effects and what they have to use, they did a pretty good job. I mean, this movie felt like it was like a $150 million budget or $170 million budget. I was very surprised it was a $120 million budget movie. Of course, they probably make for sure they didn't lose too much money.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about Smart by Fox. They didn't lose that much money.
I'm not sure how much it made back in total, but I think they just barely breaked even or lost like $5 million or $10 million. I'm not sure. I didn't check.
Okay.
Anyways, Victor, like this green liquid is after him. Like it drops down on him when he's like screaming, "Ah! Ah!" And then like he slips and then he falls, but he doesn't fall completely. He's just stuck right there midair. And then like the green liquid is affecting him more in the skin. His suit is melting into him. Actually, you can see that.
I think that's how he got that mask.
Yeah, his costume was his own skin. Because the suit fused with the skin. So then, like, he screams and then the rope falls and he falls into the green liquid. And they're getting out of there. They're rushing towards the quantum gate. They're like, "Sue, bring us back. And then, like, "I'm trying. Do you know how much trouble you guys are in? I don't give a fuck. Just bring us back, please." Remember? And, like, she's like, I'm trying. And I'm like, "Hurry up." Wait, what the hell? Oh no, okay. Now, hurry up, And then like once Reed for Ben, like the door opened. "I can't close the door. Come on, I can't. What am I gonna do?" And then you can see fire going into Johnny's space, and like he's screaming. And then Reed, he's turning blue, like stretchy. You know how they were in the old movies, how they were in space, and all of a sudden Reed stretched like the back to his head.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, that's how it was, but it was different this time. So, when they brought back the quantum gate, what happened? Like this explosion was in the lab, and Sue was affected. That's how she got her powers. She was knocked out by the elements and the, like the atmosphere and everything that came back from the other dimension to that place, because she was the only one in the lab. And then like the power went out from the whole city, and then we cut out, and then like we hear just pure black, and it says, Reed, help me, like, can someone please just help me? And Ben said that, and then like we cut back from Reed's point of view, and then he sees Johnny, he saw him in flames, like he's dead, and I was like, that's dark as shit, man. And like, cause seeing that was really dark. Or do you agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
He was like dead.
I thought, it's so funny when Reed Richards, when they cover all the body, especially his body, he barely can move his arms. It must be like a beam to keep him down or something, and he finally got the feeling back in his body to escape.
Yeah, like he was like hearing, like the screams of Ben, and I mean, he could help, he couldn't move. So he's like, I'm coming to help you, Ben. And then like he can't move because of his leg. And then he tries moving his leg, struggles, and then he's like, and then he's slowly crawling out over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he like, oh, it's that you Reed, I just can't move, like what's happening? And then he's like, don't worry, bud, I'm gonna get you out. And like, it looks like he's still struggling with his leg, even though he already thought he like got it out. And he turns around and he sees that his leg is all stretched out. That was freaky, seeing that.
Yeah,
and he was
like Reed says, Reed, get me out, Reed, get me out. And
I'll get you out there, buddy. Just hold on, man. My leg is still like I can feel it stuck somewhere, but I already got it unstuck. Turns around and he's still stuck in the same place. He stretched his leg while he was moving. Just one leg, his right leg. So, so then he freaks out, he faints, and then like it cuts out, and then they're going to this area 50 something, 59. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a secret base somewhere.
Yeah,
and then you can
area.
see
it was
the fuck out.
It was called Area 51. What they were at.
Really?
Yeah, it actually said it right in the film. Like, cause like I said, I didn't watch the movie not that far ago, and I remember it said Area 51. So Area 51 is like a top secret facility for like alien or anything like that. So yeah, it was called Area 51.
Yeah. So, anyways, you can see Reed's body all stretched out, both of his legs and both of his arms and like his torso. And then like you can see doctors right there. And then he wakes up and they're like, Reed, can you move your finger, your thumb or something? And I'm like, where's Ben? Where are my friends? Can you move your index finger? I'm trying, but oh, where's Ben? Did you see him? He was covered in the rocks. Why can't you answer me? Where are my friends? Help me. And then like they dose him with sedatives to make him sleep. And then he falls asleep, and then we move to the freaking Franklin, and then like two army guys.
Yeah.
Said like, I already told you this project wasn't under my super under my advice, but I wasn't there when that happened, the accident. And then like, all I want to know is where are my children. And then like they take him to Sue, she's invisible from getting to the spectrum.
Susan's mom, dad, where's my kids?
Yeah.
I had to do his voice again.
All I want to know, where are my children? I can't really do. It's like Morgan Freeman, but a deep voice.
It's like the deep voice of Morgan Freeman. Like that voice just gives me the chill. It's so epic and that like. Why?
I want that guy. I want that guy, Reggie Cathy, to read me a bedtime story, an epic adventure like a Zelda type shit.
Hey, you never know. He could be the next Lucius Fox in the Batman the DC extended universe.
I hope so, cause he's awesome. I love his voice, man.
Mr. Bruce Wayne, I have some new things for your Batman suit.
Oh, Mr. Wayne, I have some new gadgets, a Tumblr. Oh, you wouldn't like that, so. Like, this guy should do narrations for, like, all movies and video games.
Hey, he could be, in my opinion, he could be a great old Sith Lord in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the movie is worth seeing it just because he's in there.
That's what I like. One thing I like about this movie is just his voice, like, so, I mean, period, I think he should be, like, if Disney wants to get a Sith Lord and he has nowhere to go, make him a Sith Lord in the Star Wars universe. I would die to see that movie.
I just want to see her. He was in The Wire, too. The TV show The Wire.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I want to see him, how he speaks there. But I bet it's the same.
It's like, I can see Lucius.
We're on drugs.
I can see him as Lucius Fox. Mr. Wayne, I think this Superman is a bad person for this world. I think I have some kryptonite I can give to you. You can use it for your fight. I mean, the guy, period. I never knew who he was after seeing this movie.
Me either.
Like, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy, after this movie, even if people didn't like the movie, this actor is going to get a lot of roles after this.
I hope so. Even the movie, if a movie's bad, you shouldn't blame the actors. You should blame the director, the writer, the studio, especially the studio. Oh yeah, getting back to the movie. He sees Sue right there, and then he sees, Johnny Storm. He's flamed up, but he's asleep, and then he wakes up and he's freaked out. And then, like, he blows a fuse, as I would call it. What? Oh, he wakes up and he's shocked, and then, like, he's all like, son, oh my god. Son, oh my god.
Here we go with the act again. Tell me a bedtime story.
Yeah, because I really do want, I want him to, like, actually narrate an entire story, like, an audiobook or something.
I fear it. I'd be kind of funny, like, the new Batman movie, like, we know a Batman movie's coming, it'd be kind of funny. They say, Lucius Fox is alive and this actor's playing him. I mean, period. That is my favorite actor to play the new Lucius Fox is right there.
Yeah. Lucius Fox, or just the only one I can think of right now.
That's the only one we can think of, because we know he's played the part in Fantastic Four, and some of like the same part too.
Yeah. Oh, and what happens after? Oh yeah, I think Reed wakes up again, and he can hear like Ben yelling for help, but his voice is deeper now. It's changed, and then he's all like, Ben. He hears his voice, and then he tries to freaking move his like arm. He's struggling, and it hurts.
Yeah, he was in tears when he was trying to move his arm.
Yeah, and then he finally succeeds, and then he sets free, and then like Miles Teller was incredible in this movie.
Oh yeah, I think this is his best acting he's ever done.
Besides Whiplash.
Yeah,
like he did not ruin this movie. He did not ruin this movie at all. He was incredible. All their the cast was incredible with their acting, you know. And he is not a fat Jonah Hill, okay? I mean, he's not a skinny Jonah Hill.
No, he's not.
He's not he's not a douche or anything. He is not. He did not ruin the Fantastic Four. maybe you're jealous, maybe you're not. You know. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, um. Anyway, he goes into like this air duct, or yeah, I think it was, and then he starts to wiggle around, and he's stretching while he's in there. He's trying to find Ben, and then he turns around, and then he's all like, "Oh my god!" And like, Reed, you really feel pain for Ben when he's like that.
Yeah, like.
What happened to me? Get me out of here, please. And then like the
Reed, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Reed, don't leave me.
And yeah, get me out of here, please. What happened to me? And then like the freaking emergency lights went off, and then like they're trying to subject one of the skates, subject one of the skates. I'm like, oh shit. He said shit 3 times, and like, don't worry, I'll come back for you, man. I'm gonna get you out, I promise. And he's like, no, don't leave me, please, don't leave me. Now he leaves, and then like, oh, what happened to freaking Reed, right? The guy that becomes Small Man but never became All Man.
Mm-hmm.
Harvey Elder. I'm sorry, not Harvey Dent. Harvey Elder. So he like, I don't know. He's scared, man. They're all scared kids. That's what Franklin said. And then the guy that plays the Mole Man but never played him.
At first,
know what they are.
Especially the guy who was supposed to play Mole Man. Well, he pretty much died. I think he was kind of a dick.
Yeah, he was, man. Because he was a villain, man. He was assumed to be a villain, but Fox cut it out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and freaking the new Mutants movie has finished the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just read that right now.
What script was?
The New Mutants movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by Josh Boone. Anyways, he says we don't know what they are. All we know is that they are dangerous and powerful, which makes them extremely valuable to the guys running this place. And then Franklin, he's like frown face, and then he's like, if you think for a minute, I'm just going to turn the skin into some kind of weapons. And I'm like, we don't have a choice, man. We don't have a choice.
Especially a message to one person, and that Sam Kimber is not a bad writer.
No, he's not, man.
No. I'm just pointing out for some person who said that.
Like, people that say he's a bad writer but love Future Past, oh, man.
You know, I saw the last podcast, somebody said he was a terrible writer and that, and he's not. He's a good writer, he's a great producer.
Well, for writing, I'm not sure, but producing, did he produce anything?
Yeah, he's been producing all the X-Men movies from day one. He's pretty much been the creator of the whole X-Men universe from day one, ever since the first X-Men movie. Simon Kimber and Bryan Singer have been together for a long time. I know X-Men Origins he was not involved, or the Wolverine. He's been involved with X-Men, X-Men 2, First Class, X-Men Last Stand, including Days of Future Past.
Yeah. He is. I love the X-Men movies.
Oh yeah, because he actually, I think what happened that he worked for Marvel and he left Marvel to help Fox with their X-Men movies. That's how.
Good guy, Kinberg.
Yeah, he's a great guy in that. I mean, this guy, everything he's ever involved, he's even producer of the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, everything Fox, right?
He does everything for Fox. He does go to Disney for the Star Wars, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's actually worked with the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah.
And like if he like Simon Kimber, like if he has done something bad, and he will be corrected in the next film.
Yeah, he does. Like he sees his mistake and he tries to fix it. Let's see what happens after that. Oh yeah, the guy Harvey Elder. aka Mole Man, but not Mole Man. He went with Ben Grimm, saying that I want you to help us and blah blah blah. And then, and like, what's in it for me if I help you? And he stands up, Ben Grimm, and guess what? He's fucking taller and bigger than the old movies.
He is. That's one thing. Like, I don't understand why people hate the Thing. The Thing was like the more definitive Thing look we've gotten. Like, that was the problem. That's the problem I had with the Fantastic Four was he was too damn short. Too damn short.
Even when he turned into the Thing in the old movies, the 2005 movie,
yeah,
he was still the same height. He never like grew or anything. He was just him with rocks, you know.
Yeah.
He would like even Mr. Fantastic, everyone else, you know. But this time he was bigger than anyone. And the Thing wearing pants didn't really bother me that much. I was not bothered by Dr. Manhattan not wearing anything in my Watchmen.
Yeah, it's like me and this. It didn't bug me having pants. I didn't even notice it most of the time.
Yeah, me neither. Until the second time I watched Watchmen, when I noticed.
Yeah.
But this time you can clearly see because there's that image, right? You know, the four after they defeat Doom, they go to the new new place. In fact, they were gonna have the Fantastic Car, and I think they were gonna like mention Herbie, the robotic companion. But they didn't. They cut off Herbie from the movie. I mean, they cut off the Fantastic Car. Because they was going to be filming. They were filming it. There's a B-roll footage of Fantastic Four.
Well, I was thinking about this because Marvel has the rights of Kane, the time traveler.
Yeah.
And that. So I believe he could probably show up. I don't know if he would show up in the sequel. He could possibly show up in the sequel somehow. You know, and that's probably in Fantastic Four 3. That's where I believe that's where they can introduce Galactus. And the Silver Surfer. Because I think they're going to do a spin-off of the Silver Surfer, you know.
Yeah. So after that, they go to the, what was it? 1 year later. That's when it went downhill for me.
Yeah, that 1 year later, like, the last 45 minutes, the last hour of this movie was no action. Like, I know they were showing, like, cameras where they were helping the military and that. They could have not done that. They could have made those characters show their actions, what they were doing for them.
Yeah.
Not based on, like, a camera thing we saw in video, what they were showing us from news clips and that. Of them fighting and that they could make that into an action part of the movie that they would be working for the military. They've been helping them with terrorist problems and that, and they could have done that route. Except no, they had to not show that at all. And maybe
because they were gonna make them weapons.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, and that could be if extended cut happens. Maybe that's what they're gonna show us.
Yeah.
You know. And I tell you, if the extended cut comes out and they show that kind of stuff and there's more action, a lot of people are going to go out and buy that Blu-ray.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. And it's fine. And I think it's estimate for November. So
I think it's going to come in December, I think.
December? Because I saw an estimate for November. I can check one more time. And that. So,
because usually 4 months after the movie's released, like, you know, Age of Ultron came out in May, but it came out in October here, but it came out in like September in like the UK or something.
Yeah. You know, I was kind of bummed out about the Age of Ultron that they didn't give us a extended cut like they promised.
Yeah.
I was bummed out.
Because everyone wanted freaking extended cut.
Yeah. Everybody was bummed out, and I know some people are passing on the Blu-ray.
I didn't. I bought the freaking Blu-ray today, and I did an unboxing video.
You did an unboxing video?
Yeah, I was editing it right now, and then like we're doing this podcast, so I don't really want to like make a noise with my voice or anything in the video. So after the video, this one here, the podcast is finished, I'm gonna edit the freaking video, and I'm gonna put it on the channel.
Well, you guys out there, I'm going to be doing some it comes tomorrow, I'll be doing a lot of X-Men stuff. Like, no. And I'll be doing a video explaining the timeline with the days of future past.
Oh, and what happened in the movie? What happened next? I think that how they said that they make containment suits to contain their powers, and the suits are all dark, obviously, and freaking the like they talk about how they came from like another dimension, the powers planet End Zone, and how they want to build a quantum gate too, because the first one was destroyed after they went to the teleporting thing. So they talk out some stuff, dialogue, blah blah blah. I don't really want to hear the dialogue, just a little bit. Give me some action, please. Don't be afraid of the action. But anyways, what was it? They want to find Reed, so then they get Sue to do it, to find the pattern for Reed, because he's been hiding, and then she gets it, and he's using Captain Nemo with the email, and then he is in South America.
You're saying Captain Nemo, I was saying like Captain Morgan.
Nah, not Captain Nemo, nor Captain Morgan, nor Crunch or anything.
I was thinking about. I was being funny about Captain Morgan, about the shot called Captain Morgan.
Yeah. Anyways, he's in South America hiding. He used like his powers to shapeshift himself. Kind of like a Mystique in the X-Men movies. Like he stretched his face to make him look like someone else, and then like he wants to buy this thing, and like it's broken, they'll give you like $5 and like, oh no, I'm still gonna want like 20. Come on, dude, like I'll give you $5 and I'll fix your register for free, man. Go ahead, do it. And like in like 5 seconds, you fix the register.
I know that was
yeah,
that was kind of funny. Like, what? He just did that?
Yeah, like he is in the car. Like his face, he shapes back to Reed, and the effect looks not really 100% great, but it looks good for what it is, because low budget, not low budget, but like the budget went to some other things and all that, but it looked great for what it is, the face shape-shifting scene.
Yeah.
And then he went to his like little warehouse where he's working, and then like he is working on a quantum gate for himself, so he can look for some answers on how to fix, all of the problems, the powers or whatever.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the restroom.
Okay. So, how you doing? My name's Luis. What's your name? Oh, cool. So you like comics? Do you like movies? Do you like scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie? What? That's not even a scary movie, dude. Well, I mean, sure, his acting is scary because it's bad, but I mean, like, it's... No. Damn it. Never mind. It's just, Oh. Okay. Yeah, this phone call. So, as I was saying, it's like a baby. Here are my keys. Jingling. Oh no, it's just... Oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Oh, no, it's okay. I was just entertaining them.
Okay.
So yeah, he like gets found out because he tries to escape, but then they come after him, and he defeats them, and it was really fun to see some action.
Yeah, it was like
That's what it was.
finally we got some action.
And then like Ben comes in from the plane or something. We don't see that plane scene in the trailers, but he says like, "Oh, come on, I've not been good to you, Ben, but you know, blah blah blah," and then, like that we can agree on. And he hits him, and then like he captures, like they capture him. Oh, what?
Yeah, he actually headbutted. I would like to see more action than that. They could have made it in first fight maybe for like 2 minutes longer.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
They could have made like Reed stretching his body to like Ben Grimm to contain him. Ben Grimm splits from this, and then he keeps on chasing him, and he tries, you know, like, then he's like, okay, fine, I give up, you win, I don't want to fight you, and then he's like, I promise, Ben, I'll fix it, and then Ben's like, I stopped believing your bullshit years ago, like, time ago, remember? And,
especially Captain Nemo kind of brainwashed him.
Captain Nemo, yeah. Oh, and like they bring him back, and then like, oh. And what happens next is that they reunite finally. Like we're almost to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's only an hour and a half long. It was gonna be 2 hours and 20 minutes long or something like that, but they cut off the original script, the draft for it.
And of course, that original script, because if an extended cut happens, we could see a 2 hour and 20-minute movie.
Oh, that would be badass. I hope it does, man.
I bet you it's in the works. I bet you, because Simon Kimball wants this movie to be good, Fox wants this movie to be good. Okay, we should not cut half that script out. So what's probably going to happen, they're going to say, Simon Kimball probably want the Foxes, we have to give him the extended cut. We have to bring the script and put in the extended cut. And
yeah.
I bet I bet that it will happen. I mean, I would love to see a 2 hours and 20-minute movie. And if they can do that, if they can get the extended cut 2 hours and 20-minute movie, and that could sell Blu-rays, and they could change people's opinions about the movie.
Yeah.
I think kind of funny, like the extended cut was way better than the theatrical version, like twice better.
Yeah.
Because I see things happen like this before.
Oh yeah. There's been many movies released extended that they're sometimes better. I kind of preferred the ending of the original consider the director's cut. Kind of like the Butterfly Effect. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back. They go back, and then like they're like trying to go back to the Quantum Gate, and they're trying to fix it. And then Reed is like in the computer, and then he's all like, "Oh, I can like just give me like 10 minutes or something, like that long." Cause he's a genius, right?
Yeah.
Because none of them could have figured out what he did.
And they're like the jaws are dropping. Really, you can do this in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Zack Snyder is gonna see Batman v Superman in IMAX this weekend.
Oh, lucky him. Can I come?
Just him, dude. Like, come on, man. Zach, we're friends, right?
Yeah, we're friends.
Please, yeah, come on.
I sent Hans Zimmer a tweet one day. I asked him about the movie because he said he saw the movie. I asked him a question. He says, "Wait, what do you think about Batman v Superman? Don't just what you rate it 1 out of 10." He says it is a masterpiece.
Dude.
Like,
Anyways.
I heard a lot of great things about that movie. I mean, from like, if you heard good things from, especially from writers, and especially the writer Chris Terrio says, and even comes from actors, like talking about how great things about Chris Terrio's script, and that's a good sign, especially from Jesse Einsberg saying it.
Yeah. So they go back, computers solving it, they reunite all four of them finally. And they're just there chilling, and then I think they send another crew to the end zone, and then like they see how Reed says it's different, the whole thing. It turns out that Victor was alive the whole time, and they're going to bring him back. They do bring him back, and once they bring him back to our world, he starts to turn green, like little green veins in his body. And it's 1 hour 43 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna be that long. I mean, we're almost done, dude.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I'm just saying, you know. So yeah, we just surpassed the time limit of the movie because it's 1 hour and a half.
That's how much we like the movie, people.
And how much we discussed about everything.
We do by detail by detail.
Yeah, like going into detail with like the cast, who was involved and everything. We talk about them in the project as well. Let me see what else would happen after that. So then they go to him and then like, oh, Reed says, oh, I want to talk to Victor. And they're like, oh, you can't, not until we talk to him first. And then they finally get up in there. And they talk to him about what the other world was, how to go there, blah, blah, blah. And, and like, it turns out that Victor was like obsessed with that world. He wants to go back. Like, you couldn't like stay here in your world. You have to ruin mine too. Like, and then he killed everyone in that room except for the Mr. Mole Man, but not Mole Man.
Especially the part when the bullets were shooting at him and they fired back at the people. That was cool.
Yeah, and like he blows up the circuits from like electricity or something, and then like he tortures Mr. Mole Man, not Mole Man. I like saying that, Mr. Mole Man, but not Mole Man.
Yeah, especially people call Captain Mole Man too.
Yeah. So then he dies. He does die, I think.
Yeah. Well, they didn't explain it. You know, it could be a funny feeling like, oh, that actor's coming back. You know, I thought that was going. That's one thing I was kind of one thing I was real disappointed was no end credit.
Because it's not really like well, it's not your typical Marvel movie.
No.
No, because it's like if you go in their movie and you go to see it and you expect something from Marvel, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go with an open mind, you're going to find it decent.
Yeah, it was like, well, the X-Men, the last two X-Men movies have been doing end credits, like Wolverine and Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Including the Wolverine kind of hinted of Days of Future Past. And Days of Future Past kind of hints from Apocalypse.
Yeah. What happened? So he's escaping right there, and then all of a sudden the members hear the ruckus. And then, like, Ben says, oh, running away again? Rick's like, no, I'm not this time.
It's so funny. He is his best friend. He thinks he's a coward.
Yeah, man. Flip-flop.
Reminds me of somebody out there, does it?
Yeah, the flip-floppers. And what happens is that um, Franklin finally comes out and he says, if we could work together, we could make a difference and change the course of history.
There we go again.
And then, like, he's like, move away from me, Franklin. There's a new world out for me that I can create, and blah blah. And they're like, Victor, we're not gods. We cannot do that and this and that. And like, what's out there waiting for you? What's out there waiting for you? You're gonna be all alone. I've always been alone, says Victor. And then he kills. Like, wait, no. Like, Sue and Johnny come rushing towards him, and then Victor does like the telekinetic ability with them. And then he finally turns back to Franklin and he kills Franklin. And I was like, no, why? And then he goes to the quantum gate teleporting thing, quantum gate 2. And then Ray tries to chase him. And like Victor, and then like Victor does this telekinetic attack on him too. But it seems to not affect him, it just pushes him away. Because you see, you don't understand. Well, not you, but I'm not sure. Like Reed's ability, he stretches, right? He worse, like in the Ultimate Comics, they say this. Oh, you've not slept for days, or you've never even eaten for days.
Yeah.
I'm just not really like, you know. And then they say, oh, boy, like you don't have any more bones. Where's the hamburger you ate gonna go down? And that giant giraffe neck, or it's in the comics, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And then like, that basically like he basically his what was it? Like he can stretch unlimited like elasticity. He basically has no organs left inside him, but he's alive somehow. That's what they said in the comics. And like when Reed becomes the Maker, he says, "I'm basically, already dead because I don't have anything left within me." So then, that's why he could be pure flesh right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And since he has radically changed from the inside out, he's still alive because of his superpowers and all that. But he himself could be just pure flesh right now. That's why he's surviving. And yeah, and that's my whole theory why. Because you can see that he stretched out when he was attacked by Victor.
Yeah, like, you remember how stretchy he was out? Like, his body was putting down by Victor. Like, he had no way to move.
Yeah.
And, like, thank you for Johnny Storm came around, like, started destroying the beam.
Oh, that's in later. I'm talking about, like, before they go into the other world.
Oh.
But once they go into the other world, that's when, like, they see this whole blue beam. And, like, it's getting destroyed. Everything it touches gets destroyed. So they move out of there because of, Sue, the force field, and Johnny flies. So then, like, the world outside right here, it's being destroyed because of Victor.
It was pretty cool how Susan can make that portal and how Johnny and they start flying to Planet Zero.
Yeah, man. So anyways, they go in there and they find Victor. They want to fight him, and that's where the fight is, right? The first fight. First big fight in the movie. Near the ending, people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're getting it.
Yeah. It's 1 hour and a half movie, man.
I know. Our podcast is longer than the movie.
Yeah. Because we're not talking about the movie, just the movie, explaining what happens, but we're also talking about the cast, the crew, the producers, what they've done outside of the works, in detail, in depth. That's how we are. But we're always getting to the ending. It's like 10 minutes left, actually, of the movie. Um, so they fight, and then like Victor demolishes all of them. And that's when you said right that he attacks him, and then like he starts to lower down,
Yeah, like
stretching,
his
and
bot, like he kind of stretch him out and like depower him or somehow in that, and that's where he was beating the crap out of the Thing and Susan and that, and he even sensed Susan's invisibility and that,
yeah,
and then even when Reed Richards was down. And Johnny Storm comes out. He says, "The only way I can stop this guy is destroy the negative zone beam."
yeah. Like what happened? I think he said shame Susan because Victor's choking Susan once he got out of the force field.
Yeah.
I saw like the future within us, and like he's trying to kill all of the four now. And Reed suddenly gets back up and he starts, like to get back up, stretching, and then all of a sudden, Johnny flames on again and breaks the rock that he was covered in, and then they all attack him, and then like we can't really stop him. Wait, no, Reed and Victor both fight, and then Reed drags Victor outside, like he makes him fall into this pit. And like, is he dead? And like, if that thing's still working, then so is he. And like, he's stronger than all of us, but he's stronger than all of us, but he's not stronger than all of us together. That's why we must fight together to defeat him. And like, they team up to make this plan. And then like, Johnny flames up, attacks Victor with his flame balls. Sue covers them up in his force field, and he just starts dragging it on to Victor. And then what happens is that later on, Reed finally faces Victor, and then he says, "Always so smug, thinking you're smarter than me." Reed says, "I am smarter than you." And then all of a sudden, you can see the footsteps of Ben. And then like now, and then like he turns around, and then Ben finally says the line that his big brother told him when he was hitting him. It's clobbering time. And then he punches.
One thing I was very happy about that is clobbering time. Like, I'm very happy to keep that phrase still.
Yeah, like it kind of empowerment, I guess, because he was being abused at a young age, and then he is now using that to defeat the bad guys.
Yeah.
So he punches him, and then like punches him hard. Victor goes into the blue beam and starts getting disintegrated completely. And then like Johnny knocks out the 4 beams, right?
Yeah. I was going to use this as a theory. What happened at negative zone? That beam took Dr. Doom to a different world, different dimension. Like, he didn't die. What happened? What happened in the world he went to was like where the world of Kane is from. The time traveler.
Maybe he teleported, into another part of the end zone.
Because, like, it could be a different world. Maybe he could be sent to the world of where Galactus is from.
Or any other world. Or maybe he was sent to where Annihilus is from. But then again, maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
And then, like, they try to go back to the portal, the 4 Fantastic Four. And then, like, when they go back, they land in the area where it was being affected. The trees were getting swallowed up.
Yeah.
That's where they landed back on. And it was like Man of Steel type, because you know how he was all like, "I finally saved the city, I defeated Zod, and the city's destroyed," right?
Yeah.
And then like right here, like, "We did it, guys, we saved the Earth," and then there's like a huge crater right there.
I know, it's like, we saved the world, is that we kind of destroyed it with it too.
Yeah, and then like they go to the army base or something, and then they said like, the world outside doesn't know that you did this, because they don't know yet. Because you know how the Fantastic Four is public, right? And here they're not yet. Until the sequel, maybe they are. But they were public in the military base. Their identities.
Yeah,
but
it's so funny, especially about that. I know their home's supposed to be in a building in New York City.
Yeah.
And they put them in a military base.
Yeah. Maybe they moved the base to the city.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. They probably just give them a military base instead of being the city.
Yeah. And then they say that, oh, we agree, like, we're thankful, but we don't accept your offer. I'm like, what? Why not? I'm like, well, if we do this our way. Like, well, like, what if we say no? Say yes. And then, like, they have no choice, and then they do give them, like, this own base in the military base. And like, oh, just 3 of you, right? Oh no, oh no, I thought there were 4 of you. Oh, there are, but the rest came in from like Sue Invisible Shield. Johnny flew over there, and then what happened was they took a brief tour, and then they said that this place was right there the whole time, except that now it belongs to you guys to work. And then, wow, 1 hour 58 minutes.
Wow, we are longer than the movie.
Yeah. We even went to full detail and discussed the X-Men and all that stuff, and we're still longer than the movie. I mean, like, went into detail, and we went into detail with all this, and then we're just barely, like 15 minutes or 20 minutes over the movie time. So it's amazing that they could have done more. Then they go on and say how, oh yeah, this is sweet, definitely I'm gonna take that area right there. And then, like, you see the 4 of them in the picture, and then they see it, they have an outlook, and they're trying to come up with a name, because they're not like a team.
No.
And Johnny Storm is all like, I got it, the Human Torch and the Torchettes.
Everybody says no.
Yeah, and they're like, hi. Ben says, hey, how about the big brain and his neurons? And then Sue says, how about the big brain and her neurons? And then Johnny says, how about 2 guys, a girl, and the thing that no one likes? And like, they're finally fighting, like in the comics and everything. And then Ben gets mad and he's like, hey, both of you can take him, says Reed. And then Sue's all like, see Johnny, like, what? And then Ben says, I gotta say, it's fantastic. Reed turns around and says, say that again, man? It's fantastic. It is, man. Guys, I got a name for us. And it's like Avengers 2. Remember how in the end, like, Avengers Assemble?
Yeah.
He said, Captain America said Avengers, and it cut out from the movie, right? Before you could say Assemble.
I wish they didn't do that. Like, I wish we get that word Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And, like, I got a name. Let's hear it. And then, like, it cuts out. That's how the movie ends. That's the whole movie. We just discussed the whole fucking movie.
And that,
right now.
How long it took us to do that? 2 hours?
2 hours right now. 2 hour mark.
See, people, we made history. We made a podcast longer than the movie we talked about.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. Let's give our full review score.
What do you give it?
You can go first.
I already wrote a review on the site. I gave a video review, a 35-minute review, where I explained in detail why and all that. You can see it in the channel. It's right there. I can link the article that I wrote on the page about my review, and I also give in detail stuff right there along with the video. And I like the movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was decent for what it was. I give it a 7.5 maximum. I was very hopeful for this movie. I expected a little bit, but not a lot. And I just went with an open mind, and I was like, I like this movie. I really did. I didn't love it, but I liked it. The first half, I loved it. The second half was meh to me a little bit. And, like, I really wish we could get an extended cut. That way I can love the movie, if I do love the movie. Because right now I like it. It's a decent sci-fi movie, but not a very great comic book movie. It needed action. That's what it needed. That's my only criticism of the film. More action for a superhero movie. It's 2015. Get your shit together.
Well, my score is going to be about the same as yours, except I want to discuss things about the movie too. I like the movie. I'm Michael Leese. I didn't love the movie. I liked the movie. Exactly the same thing. I mean, like you said, it's 2015. We need action in that, and this movie need action. This is why this movie probably got terrible reviews on critics and that. As a sci-fi movie, yes, again, good sci-fi movie. Not a great comic movie in that. As a sci-fi, if you want to go for sci-fi, it's a good movie. For a comic movie, it's not that good. The same way, I like the first half of the movie, then the last half is one downhill for me in that. I think this movie could lose more action in that. I think that was maybe what they took out of the script. They probably sold too much action, so they took it out. And then we're never gonna probably see it. We'll probably see it. Like I said, I'm hoping for an extended cut. I mean, give us the version that they were gonna give us, 2 hours and 20-minute movie. My full score would be for me. Like I said, I like the movie. My full score would be a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, the cast was great. It was not their fault. The movie failed.
Yeah.
They did the best they could, and they were even better, in my opinion, than the old cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I enjoy this movie. I enjoy this movie more than the Red and Jewel, and it's fun to make a light movie. The problems with the previous ones, they were too light-hearted and too goofy.
Yeah, that's why I like this one more, which I could have expected more because it was a serious, dark, really realistic tone.
Yeah.
In fact, I even wrote about the movie and the tone of superhero movies nowadays, how they're all realistic and dark, as opposed to back then, how they were more like, like how they were in the 90s and 80s.
Especially, I get upset when people say about Man, so they tried Dark Knight. It's not Dark Knight, and it was nothing like the Dark Knight.
Nah, I mean, it was a little bit dark, but not that dark.
No, when they tried Dark Knight, and that's why I get upset at people, that Man of Steel is kind of like a light, dark tone. That's why I put that. A serious movie is a light, dark tone movie.
Yeah.
Of course, that movie felt like, and Man of Steel actually felt like a Superman movie to me.
Oh, it is my favorite Superman movie of all time.
It is my favorite.
Until Batman v Superman comes out, or another Superman movie comes out, Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, best.
Oh yeah, Henry Cavill is Superman, and I made a video about this, that people are gonna get off the Christopher Reeve bandwagon.
Yeah, those people are usually like nostalgia people.
I know.
Or like I like to call them nostalgia tards.
Especially,
they don't move on.
Especially about one more thing, and that, especially like too much destruction. Have you ever read a Superman comic your whole life?
There's destruction. Have you seen his villains?
Yeah, especially you watch this. You want to talk about destruction? Just read Superman for Tomorrow. That had a lot of destruction in that comic. Holy crap!
Superman Earth 1. Superman Earth 1 Volume 1.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's actually. I think they kind of inspired that from Superman Earth 1.
Even Superman Birthright and Secret Origin.
Yeah.
Some scenes of those comics were in Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, still have to get Birthright still.
I have Birthright now.
Oh.
Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble.
But of course they have a huge selection of Batman comics.
Yeah, the Superman stuff is pretty small. The Batman thing is kind of big. Except I think it's because the new 52 Batman comics, they have a lot of that. I'm not a big fan of the new 52 Batman. I kind of like the pre-new 52 stuff a little more.
Yeah. So I guess we're done here, right? I guess.
Yeah, I'm done. We're done.
Yeah, we're the Fantastic Four podcast. Our podcast was longer than the movie. We went in depth, and I wish it could have been as long as this podcast.
Yeah, we had some people want.
Well, movie cast.
We had a little bit of situation. We have one person went for a toothache, did not get good sleep, and one person didn't make it home in time.
Yeah. So it's gonna be Sammy and John.
Yeah, Sammy and John.
I mean, Sammy. Yeah, and all. Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't really make it in time.
Shout out to John, Quinn, Simmy. Sorry you guys can't make it.
And shout out to again. I'm gonna say it: Cameron, Elliot, Max Steele, John, and Simmy.
Yeah, those are awesome guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Alright. I hope you enjoyed our first MovieCast podcast on the show about the Fantastic Four, and I hope to do many more with you guys. And I'll do some movie reviews later on. And we have more segments coming up. 3 new segments that we came up with in the channel. And I've discussed it with you guys, I think. With Simi, actually, but I'll tell you, Joe, later.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. Thanks for listening, if you did listen to the whole thing, or part of it, or just skip to the ending, or whatever, our thoughts. But, yeah, it's like, we went in depth with it, so you should pretty listen to it. If you've got time to kill, listen to it, surf the web while listening to it, and you'll find it pretty funny and interesting.
Especially check our site if you guys want to know about the movie and that. Release Lamar did a thing about the movie at our site.
Yeah, upyourgeekcentral.com, facebook.com/upyourgeek, and also our group, facebook.com/groups/official upyourgeek group. I think that's the link for it. So, and all Twitter, twitter.com/upyourgeek.
And especially let you guys know, we got a tweet from the Deadpool creator.
Yeah, that was awesome. We also got a tweet from the Fantastic Four movie before it was released. The official Fantastic Four Twitter page of the reboot favorited it and liked our tweet.
Especially, me at least could be the only few people from our group, from our Upper Geeks, will probably buy the movie. So I'll be doing my unboxing video, so at least will probably do his own unboxing video too.
If I do get it for like Christmas or something.
Yeah. And I'll probably get it pretty quickly, because I got a lot of stuff I'm getting for Christmas I asked for.
I haven't gotten stuff for Christmas in a long time. I have, but a little bit. Not, that cool, but yeah. I'm hoping this year could change the stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much it. Bye, guys.
See you guys later.
Bye.